Hi everyone, welcome back today. We're talking about one of the most exciting milestones in a car enthusiast's life, buying your first sports car. Now, let's rev our engines and dive into the ultimate guide to buying your first sports car. Alright, before we get lost in the world of horsepower and sleek designs, we need to talk about the not-so-glamorous but oh-so-crucial aspect of buying a car, your budget. Now, when you're setting your budget for your first sports car, it's not just about the sticker price. You gotta think about the whole shebang. That means factoring in things like insurance, cause sports cars, well, they like to live life on the edge and insurance companies know that. Then there's maintenance, gotta keep your baby in tip-top shape, right? And, of course, fuel. You're gonna wanna hear that engine roar, and that takes gas. Premium gas, most likely. A good rule of thumb is to leave some wiggle room in your budget for unexpected costs, because trust me, with cars, there are always unexpected costs. So be prepared, be realistic, and set that budget right. Okay, now that we've got the financial stuff out of the way, let's talk about you. What are you looking for in a sports car? Are you all about that need for speed, or are you more into a head-turning design? Maybe you're looking for the best of both worlds. Think about how you'll be using this sports car. Do you need a daily driver that can handle the daily commute and still give you that thrill on the open road? Or is this going to be your weekend warrior? Your answers to these questions will be your guiding stars in the vast universe of sports cars. Alright, now comes the fun part: car shopping. It's an exhilarating experience, but it requires some groundwork. But hold your horses, we're not talking about rushing into a dealership just yet. Patience is key here. First, we gotta do our homework. Research is crucial to making an informed decision. Remember those needs you defined earlier? They will guide you through this process. Well, now it's time to see which sports cars align with your desires. Compare models, features, and prices. If you're looking for a fantastic entry-level sports car that won't break the bank, might I suggest checking out the Mazda MX-5 Miata? It's a gem. It's a classic for a reason. Lightweight, nimble, and an absolute blast to drive. Perfect for those who love the thrill of the road. Then there's the Toyota GR86, another great option in the affordable sports car segment. It offers a balanced mix of performance and style. And of course, we can't forget about the Ford Mustang EcoBoost. It's a powerhouse with a rich heritage. Now, if your budget has a little more breathing room, oh boy, the possibilities are endless. You can explore higher-end models. You could dive into the world of Porsche with the Cayman, a true driver's car with exceptional handling and performance. It's a dream machine. Or maybe you're feeling a bit more American muscle. There's something special about that raw power. In that case, the Chevrolet Corvette might be right up your alley. It's an icon of American engineering. Dive into those car reviews, watch those test drive videos, and see what other owners have to say. Their insights can be invaluable in your decision-making process. So, you've got a good sense of the models you're interested in. You've done your research, browsed through countless brochures, and maybe even taken a few test drives. Now comes the age-old question: new or used? It's a tough one, kind of like choosing between a shiny new gadget and a vintage treasure. Each has its own unique appeal and set of considerations. Both have their pros and cons. It's a balancing act, weighing the benefits and drawbacks of each option. Buying new, well, it's like that new car smell. Intoxicating, isn't it? You get the latest features, the most up-to-date technology, and that reassuring warranty. Everything is pristine, untouched, and just waiting for you to make it your own. Plus, there's something to be said about being the first owner, putting those first miles on the odometer. It's a special feeling, knowing that every journey starts with you. But let's be real, folks, new cars come with a hefty price tag. The cost can be a significant factor, especially when you consider the long-term financial commitment. And that depreciation? Oof, it's like watching your investment drive off the lot and lose value with every passing mile. It's a harsh reality that new car buyers have to face. That's where used cars come in, offering that tempting opportunity to save some serious cash. You can often get more car for your money. You can find some incredible deals on pre-owned sports cars, especially if you're willing to go back a few model years. The savings can be substantial, making it an attractive option for many. However, there's a catch. Used cars come with a history, and it's not always a clean one. It's crucial to do your due diligence, check the vehicle history report, and maybe even get a mechanic's opinion before making a decision. Okay, let's talk horsepower, torque, and all that good stuff that gets your heart racing. Whether you're a seasoned car enthusiast or just getting into the world of sports cars, understanding these specs is crucial. When it comes to sports cars, performance is king. It's what sets these machines apart from the rest. But with so many numbers and figures thrown around, it can get confusing. You might find yourself lost in a sea of data. So let's break it down and focus on the specs that matter most. We'll simplify it for you. First up, horsepower, the muscle of the car. This is often the headline figure. It tells you how much power the engine can generate. More horsepower means more potential for speed. Now, more horsepower generally means more speed and acceleration, but don't get too hung up on chasing the highest numbers. It's about balance. Then there's torque, the twisting force that gets the car moving. It's equally important. Torque is what you feel when you slam the gas pedal and get that satisfying push back into your seat. It's the immediate power. It's all about that low-end grunt, the feeling of raw power at your command. And of course, we can't forget about the 0 to 60 miles per hour time, the gold standard of acceleration. It's a key performance metric. Now, for your first sports car, you don't need a rocket ship that does it in under 3 seconds. Aim for something manageable. But remember folks, performance is more than just straight-line speed. It's about the overall driving experience. Handling is equally important, especially in a sports car. How it takes corners and responds to your inputs can make all the difference. Okay, I know, talking about practicality when discussing sports cars might seem like a foreign concept, but trust me folks, even the most hardcore driving enthusiast needs to consider the practical aspects of owning a car. Are you looking for a pure two-seater experience where it's just you and the open road? Or do you need something a bit more practical, like a 2+2 configuration that can accommodate occasional passengers in the back? Then, there's trunk space. Realistically, you're going to need some cargo space, even if it's just for a weekend getaway bag or a grocery run. And let's not forget about fuel economy. Cars like the BMW M240i or the Audi TT are great examples of sports cars that offer a good blend of performance and everyday usability. Alright, time for another reality check, and this one involves insurance. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sports cars and insurance premiums have a bit of a love-hate relationship. Insurance companies, you see, they look at those sleek lines and powerful engines and they think, oh boy, here's a recipe for potential risk. And with risk comes higher premiums. So before you fall head over heels for a particular sports car, do yourself a favor and get insurance quotes for your shortlisted models. It's all about finding that balance between performance and, well, not breaking the bank every month when those insurance bills roll in. We're getting close to the finish line, folks, but before you sign those dotted lines, we need to talk about the long-term commitment of owning a sports car, and I'm talking about maintenance and repairs. Now, let's be real, sports cars, especially those from luxury or exotic brands, they can be a bit demanding when it comes to upkeep. Those high-performance parts, while exhilarating on the road, can also come with a hefty price tag when it's time for a replacement. So, do your due diligence. Research the typical service expenses for the sports cars you're considering. If you're looking for peace of mind, consider options known for their reliability, like the Toyota Supra or the Honda Civic Type R. These cars offer a thrilling driving experience without the same level of maintenance headaches as some of their more exotic counterparts. Alright, we've covered a lot of ground from budgets and research to insurance and maintenance. Now it's time for the most exciting part of the entire car buying process, the test drive. This is your chance to take your shortlisted sports cars for a spin, to feel the handling, experience the acceleration, and get a sense of whether the car lives up to the hype. But don't just hop in and go for a quick spin around the block. Treat the test drive like a first date, get to know the car, explore its personality. Pay attention to how the car feels on different road surfaces, from smooth highways to winding back roads. Notice how comfortable the seats are, how the steering wheel feels in your hands, how the engine sounds when you rev it. These are all crucial aspects of the driving experience, and the test drive is your opportunity to see if the car truly speaks to you. Congratulations, you've made it to the final stage of the journey, negotiating the best deal and finally getting behind the wheel of your dream sports car. Now, whether you're buying from a dealership or a private seller, the key to successful negotiation is preparation. Do your research, know the fair market value of the car you're interested in, and come armed with that information. Don't be afraid to negotiate, but be respectful and reasonable in your approach. Remember, it's a two-way street, and both parties want to feel good about the deal. If you're buying from a dealership, be prepared to encounter some sales tactics. Stand your ground, stick to your budget, and don't be afraid to walk away if the deal doesn't feel right. Buying a sports car is a significant investment, and you want to make sure you're completely happy with your decision. So, take a deep breath, stay informed, and enjoy the exhilarating experience of driving off into the sunset in your very own sports car. Buying your first sports car is an exhilarating experience, and with the right preparation, you'll drive away with no regrets. Remember to set your budget, define your needs, and do your research. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out more content on Detroit Motor Marvels, where we dive into everything from dream cars to practical buying tips. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.